So field trips are a big deal. Kids, they enjoy getting out of the classroom.
Yeah, each year, hundreds and hundreds of fourth graders get an inside look at the Douglas County Court and Civic Center. The fundraiser that pays for that experience is what we're focusing on this morning.
That's right. With a preview organizer, John Carroll, also here, designer Veda Kozovic. Thanks for coming in this morning. We appreciate it.
Nice to see you. Hey, John. Welcome
So,
back.
John, we got a bunch of legal people and fashion that are colliding here. What do legal people know about fashion? My first question.
He's a fashionable guy.
Every year a little bit more.
Right, you'll learn more and more. But the Omaha Law League is sponsoring this.
Yes.
Explain what the Law League does.
So the Omaha Law League first started off as a kind of a Rotary group of women that most of their husbands were attorneys, and some of them were attorneys themselves. And they started off with trunk shows, and they'd have luncheons and things like that. And as the fourth grade field trips have gotten bigger and bigger, and they've increased their endowment at UNL and Creighton's law schools, we needed more money. And so they took the fashion part out of these luncheons actually into a fashion show, fashion event. And so 3 years ago, I emceed it, and I saw where it could kind of, where the promise was, where it could go. So I said, I'll come back and do it, but you gotta let me kind of do the whole thing. And so over the last 2 or 3 years, each year we've just kind of added more and more elements. And this year will be bigger and better than even what we did last year. Last year was Mad Fashion, based off of Mad Men. Sure. And this year we moved it up early to coincide with the Oscars, and it's called And the Winner Is.
Yes. Which vendors, designers will be there? How are you making it different than
So
that way?
we've always embraced the local community, and so we try to stay away from chains and the box stores. So we have, this year we'll have 11 local vendors, merchants, both men's and women's, clothing, boutiques, and stores. They will be in the first 2 rounds. And then last year, Beta made some dresses specifically for the event that we auctioned off to raise money.
That's neat.
Yeah, it is.
And then I told her we were going to do 4 this year, which turned into 11.
Right.
Whoa, 11
So,
pieces?
Beta, you did 11 pieces specifically for the event this year?
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
And we brought a couple of them in, right?
Yes.
Let's
All right.
take a look at them.
So Brittany is wearing a gorgeous blue gown.
For this fashion show, John and I designed 10 dresses. And one is here. She
what's
has
the-
royal blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very,
We
it's very
wanted
shiny.
Yeah, what we wanted to do is, so Beta and I, we designed some last year, and she's really the heart and soul, and then I just have my little ideas. And I kind of wanted to do a little bit of old Hollywood. So this is kind of like the ginger from Gilligan's Island look,
see.
Yeah.
kind of like what people think of an Oscar
Very
gown,
glamorous.
kind of old school and all of that.
Yes.
And then the next gown that you'll see that Amanda's wearing.
It's a little daring.
It's a little daring, and it's a little J-Lo, and so
I could see
it's
that.
very modest coming at you.
Yes.
And it's a little vavoom when it walks away
You
from
got
you.
that right. As soon as I saw her turn around, I said, "Good morning, Omaha."
Now you're talking about it's kind of a see-through backless type of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sheer kind of netting that's
That's
on the back.
beautiful.
So what we liked about that one is when you see it coming at you, it's very modest looking, but then when she turns away and walks away, it gives a little bit of a little extra, but it's still tasteful.
Well, and the color, I think, makes it more sophisticated than were it, let's say, red
Right.
or some siren color.
And
All kind of different colors, have 10 different colors.
Yeah, and there's 9 more of these pieces, right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
talk about the other pieces. Are they similar to this?
All gowns.
All
All
gowns.
is gown dress.
Yeah, all gowns.
And all different.
All different.
Every single one is different.
Yes.
And we did that on purpose because we're going to auction them off at the end of the night. And so if somebody doesn't want to wear it as a gown, Beta will alter it to whatever they want to turn it into when it's done.
Could you make it twice as big?
Yes.
And she, you know what, she did that last year. We had a couple dresses
Because they're both itty bitty,
that people wanted, and she just recreated the dress for the person, and they were 3 or 4 sizes bigger, but they still got the same dress
Oh,
for
beautiful.
the same price.
Get the silhouette.
And we donated the fabric. Her and I both bought the fabric and donated it to the event.
This is so cool, John.
And Beta donated all of her time to make the dresses.
Can we talk a little bit more about the field trips?
Yes.
So what do the kids?
Well,
what do
I
they
think
see?
I remember. I believe it was in the 4th grade.
Where
I
did
don't
you
know.
go
If,
to-
I don't
where'd
know.
you
If,
go to elementary school?
I went to Harrison,
Yeah.
and I remember going out to the courthouse and touring some of the courtrooms and
That's
meeting
it.
the judges.
That's us.
It was probably the same program.
Yeah, and we've been around for a long time. I won't say how long, so we don't date ourselves. But Judge Keim, Marcy Keim, is the one who's spearheading that now, and she took it over from a former judge, and it's been going on for 25, 30 years now. Last year was our biggest year. We had 2,500 fourth graders that we paid for. And we're eventually trying to get to all the school districts, because civics lessons really aren't being taught the same way they did when we were younger. So we're trying to kind of step in. And so we take them to the courthouse, they meet a judge, they tour the courthouse. Sometimes we get to go down and meet the city council, meet the mayor, depending on people's schedules, and we just let them know what the civil justice system looks like.
What do they get out of it? I
Yeah.
mean, do they want to stay out of the courtroom, or does it encourage some of them to go
As a
into law
profession?
as a profession?
I will tell you, there are many people I've run across who were on those fourth grade field trips who actually have gone into the law, whether it's because their family was in there or this kind of intrigued them. But we do try to reach out to the kids at risk, to introduce them to the system on the side that they should see it from versus the side that many end up in.
I think this is a great example of reading about the system in a book. I mean, you'd fall asleep, wouldn't you, in fourth grade?
Exactly.
But to be able to see it
Yes.
and appreciate it in that way, it makes it interesting for
Absolutely.
them.
And the judges really, I mean, everybody volunteers their time. It's attorneys, paralegals, other
Yeah.
people that do the tours. All the judges donate their time, and the judges love it. They sit up there. The kids get to get up in the jury box. They get to sit, in different parts.
Yeah, I
and they
remember that,
tell them how all the parts work. And when you see the pictures, you can tell the kids are attentive. They really enjoy it. And with funding issues and things like that, you just don't see as many field
that
trips
stuff gets
anymore.
cut
Right,
first.
and so that's what this event is for, is to raise money to
Yes.
send these kids to the courthouse and do some of those other things in
Yes.
the program. February 28th, and this is really open to anybody.
It's open to everybody. We have a champagne tasting that starts at 6. Tickets are $25. The fashion show itself is $75. And we'll have an hour of free cocktails and tons of great food. The Hilton has made an incredible menu for us this
They do a
year.
nice
They always
job.
do.
And
Yeah.
oh man, last year's food was great, but this year's food is going to be amazing. It's an Italian theme.
And best way to get tickets so that we get
OmahaLawLeague.org.
Great.
And you can just print out the RSVP, send in a check. If you want to email me, my email is on there as well to tell me that you want to come, and you can even pay the day of as long as I know you're coming.
Right, Omaha Law League, and I believe .org. It's a week from today.
Exactly. It's February 28th. Yep. And we're going to have a silent auction, live auction. We're going to have florists are donating 11 different arrangements for our tables that will be auctioned off. Lots of goodies.
Thanks, John. It's nice to see you, Veda.
Yeah,
It's nice
thanks
to
a
have
lot.
you here.
Yeah.
Brittany and Amanda.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for
a
being
lot.
here.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. All right, later in the show, a member of Team USA, how Aaron Hamlin made history in Sochi.
In the wings, comedian Steve Trevino. He's high energy and in high demand. Stay tuned to see why.